Well, here's what happened. The first day of the video was just me doing yard work, building a chicken coop, and transplanting grass from one area to another. Second day of the video, I had vowed to get all the yard work done, so my mind was set on it. And I had gutters to clean. I just had a whole bunch of stuff to do. So I had this long list, and my mind is set on doing it. I wake up the next day, and it starts raining. So, as unfair as it is to myself, I'm feeling guilty for not being out there taking care of all this yard work and stuff around the house. But that's the way I am. It's just the way I am. So, I'm saying, I have to be productive. If I don't feel productive, I take breaks and stuff like that. I can go smoke a cigarette and drink a beer. But there's so much stuff that needs to be done that I'm sitting there and not doing anything, and I'm feeling bad about it. So now I'm getting depressed. I'm getting down on myself, and it's like, well, I'm not just going to sit here and beat myself. So I have to do something productive. And this is where you guys come in. There's different types of people who subscribe to YouTube creators, right? And some people, and you'll find out if some of you already know if you have a YouTube page, or you guys subscribe to other people. When you click the bell next to subscribe, you can just get notifications of one or two playlists. And so most of the people who watch my videos are just kind of specialized people, like the people who are fix-it people. They want just the car how-to and the home repair playlist. And a lot of people who are just pull are just get notifications of the pull videos, and then there's a vlog, and then there's other playlists on there too. So, but then there's people who subscribe to all of the videos, and they watch everything I create, and they know me because they get to see everything, including stuff like this. They're as loopy as I am. And they know that I'm all over the place, and I'm just everywhere, trying to fix everybody's problems and trying to be the Superman of everything. And that's also just the way I am. So, like I said, day 2 is raining, and I'm depressed, and I'm feeling bad about myself, and it's like, I know. I'm going to create a video for my loopy friends. The people who watch it. Because they're just, I owe them, put it that way. So that's what I was doing, and as I was doing, I'm like, what would these folks ask me? So that's what you're saying. And I'm going to warn you, this video is long. It rambles on and on. It's probably going to bore a whole hell of a lot of you. But that's what this is about. And I felt like I had to produce something regardless of the rain. And here it is, Scooby. Another lovely day in Tennessee. The downspouts and the gutters are clogged again. We have a lot of trees around here, so the gutters are always getting clogged, and you can see it's got to be unclogged. This has almost nothing coming out of it. And because that is clogged, the other end is clogged. They should have put another downspout on that side, but they didn't. So that's the next project. You know, when I first organized this shed, I had no idea that I would spend every day for the rest of my life keeping it organized. But here I am. Oh, hey, I finally separated the metric and the standard sockets. Yeah, and you probably think, oh, that's easy, but it was not. So these are a metric from 1 millimeter to, I believe, 20 millimeter. Those back there are all standard from 1/16 to what? That's only 13, 16. I go up to 1 1/4, I believe. Snap-on puts their markings upside down. That's 1 3/16. They go up to 1 1/4. I think that's the biggest one. Of course, you know, socket sets go up to like 2 and 3 inches when you're working on these big, you know, 18-wheeler trucks and stuff. Here's something stupid. You want to see something really dumb? There's a stapler. I don't know how they got away with marketing this thing, but it's an accident waiting to happen. Naturally, you pick a stapler up, right, and you're gonna staple that right there, right? It's a silver piece. That's where staples come out. Nope. Staples come out the other end, up here. But I'm actually holding this wrong. So you hold it like this, and you can see exit right there. Of course, nobody reads exit. And then there's an arrow down here pointing here. So it's completely backwards. So most people are going to pick this up, you know, not read anything, and try to staple. So it's going to come out right there at the bottom, and it's going to put a hole in your mother-in-law. Enough of that. Enough of that. I thought about this battery charger wasn't working. It's been a workhorse probably for the last 50 years of my life. And so I'm like, okay, let's just take it apart and restore it. But then I found out it was just a power cord that was split at the end. So I fixed that, and now it's working great again. Yeah, trying to get it organized. Trying to maintain the organization. It's like I didn't know I'd be doing this every day for my stinking life. But here we are, talking about pool. Not really. The life of a pool player. There's 3 things that a pool player must do every single day. And they have to eat, they have to sleep, and they have to play pool. That's it. Nothing more. But that's it. That's the life of a real pool player. They play pool 10, 12, 14, 16, sometimes more hours a day. Every single day. This is what they do. And for most of them, it's all they do. And if they don't do it like that, then their game slips, or they're losing money from not being out there in the grind. And road expenses is killing every one of them. I don't care, pool players don't make a whole lot of money, even if you're Shane Van Bonen. And Shane's doing good, but he's kind of the exception to the thing. There's entry fees. Although if you're sponsored, your sponsor is paying the entry fees and stuff. Hotels and motels and food and gas and car maintenance, and it goes on and on. And that's the big cost out there on the road is just surviving. It's a shame. But this is what they do. This is what they love to do, and that's what you have to go all in. You have to dedicate your life to playing pool, and it takes a lot of guts, man, because there's unknowns everywhere. So people say it from the outside, and it looks all glamorous with going from city to city, town to town. You know, freedom. And there's none. I mean, you get a sense of freedom, but you still have bills, man. You still have things you got to pay for. You still have to make money. So there's that pressure just to survive. A lot of guts, man. It takes a lot of guts. You just have to wake up one day and say, I'm going for it. That's what they do, man. So then they spend, most of them, unless you're Shane or, one of these really, really big dogs, they get down to the last nickel, to where, they're scrounging up money to pay for their entry fee or pay their next meal. And it's like, if they don't cash in this tournament, they're screwed. Or they'll get trapped in a game or just have an off day. Things go wrong. And then that's the scary part about being a pool player is these guys are perfectly capable of playing badly. And you never really know when that's going to happen or what really caused it. Or maybe they got locked up in a game all night the night before, and now they're exhausted and playing in a tournament, and stuff happens, and it's scary, because if they don't cash in this tournament or this gambling match or whatever, they don't eat. They don't eat, and now they're at the pawn shop pawning their cues and stuff, or selling them. Just selling them to the railbirds in the stands and stuff, and it's a crazy way of life where you're living on the edge. A lot of them also there's like no sense of normalcy, like a checking account or a credit card, or actual stuff that without people like you and I, it'd be difficult to function. A lot of them are just dealing in all cash worlds, this complete break off of what we consider normal. So it's all cash. And now, if they're having a good month or two and they're winning everywhere they go, now it's the risk of being robbed. And because people know they're carrying all cash, so they have to be super careful about that. And who they take back to the room, and what they allow people to see. So there's usually a stash of different stashes of cash. So they're street smart, and they're smart enough to don't pull out more than $100 at a time. To pay for their beer or whatever. And just don't let anyone see. You can't trust anyone out there. It's crazy. And I've seen guys getting down to, like, they get a flat tire and they don't have the money to pay for both the new tire and enter the tournament. So you the objective is to get super great and super to the point where you're the favorite to win, and this way you have people paying your entry fees and buying you drinks and keeping you where you need to be to win. I think pool takes more work than any other sport or activity to just maintain. I mean, you spend your whole life getting good, and then you spend the rest of your life maintaining that level. And this is why the main reason why they're always in action and they're always grinding and they're always because they have to stay in stroke. And because pool's all about rhythm, your stroke, and being confident, and all this takes maintenance, a lot of it. And I think pool requires more time and effort and maintenance than anything else you could possibly do, including golf. And then they're paranoid about losing their stroke or losing their confidence and just you know not keeping their head right, and that's why they're out there grinding all the time. It's kind of a trap, It's like working in a factory and you got a mortgage at the house and you hate your well, they don't hate their jobs. Pool players love to play pool, and particularly when they're playing good, they're having a blast. And I know it looks to the general public like they're all miserable and they all hate each other. It's what you're seeing or what they're seeing is all that concentration. Pool takes an incredible level of concentration to play well. And you can't maintain that level of concentration while cracking. Well, some guys can. Alex Pagulayan can, but most people can't. So what looks to you like misery is actually them just being 100% into what they're doing. They save, all the fun and games for after they're done doing it, and they learn that. You learn that over the years. It's like, oh, that can wait until I get the cash, and then until this is over, and then that's when the fun and games start. But they're also careful about that. Some guys refuse to drink at all, because it hurts their game, and so they just stay away from all levels of partying. Say you win a tournament and you're out partying and you're having a blast and you're getting drunk, and the next day you're hungover and you got to be in Seattle for so they're always thinking about tomorrow. Here, check out this drill bit. I had to buy this for my last job on a water pump because I broke the bolt off into the engine block and I had to drill it out. And there's not enough room to get the drill in, so I had to use this with a drill bit extension to just kind of weasel in there and drill it out. And I just drilled it right through it and put in that end bolt on it in the back end, or nut on the back end of the bolt. And it worked great. But boy, what a pain in the ass it was. Yeah, I do a lot of auto maintenance. I fix it. I'm always fixing stuff. There's always something broke. When you have a house, there's always something breaking. There's always something broken waiting for you to get to it. So I try to keep up with that. A lot of lawn maintenance. This is a big lawn, front and back. Just repairing stuff, and if I'm not repairing stuff, and I'm trying to make money either on the net or off. I used to fix cars for a living, and that's how I accumulated all these tools, because people, you know, you always need a tool, and you either can't find it, and somebody stole it, or you just lost it, or... And then you get a lot of tools for, like, Christmas and birthday. Best place to get tools in the whole world is at, like, a garage sale. You know, the old guy died, and the old lady's selling all his tools. That's a very, you know, yard sales, garage sales. You know, it's kind of... But the old guy, you know, I know he would want me to have him, because he'll know I'm going to be putting him to use. So, I mean, why not, you know. Sometimes in flea markets, but usually the people selling stuff at flea markets kind of, you know, have a better clue of the value of what they're selling. And they kind of have it down to a business, you know. If it's not all that, it's restoring something. I'm in the process of restoring tools, and well, I haven't started on the battery charger yet, but I'm getting there. Or just maintaining and trying to stay organized. It helps a lot. You know, you're out there in the driveway working on something, and you need something, whether it's a nut and bolt or washer or whatever it is. You know, I can walk in here and know exactly where it is, and be out of here in, you know, under 30 seconds. That helps a lot. You know, you don't want to be digging at the bottom of toolboxes and boxes and crap like that. For the washer that you need to know exactly where it is. My biggest pet peeve in the world is not being able to find a tool that I know that I have. That really, that irks me, and I get to be like a complete, total whining little... Because I've had tools stalling from me, you know, or borrowed and not returned. And that's always the tool that I need, you know? Yeah. It just irks me, and because some people, don't respect tools. And you know, if you're doing something for a living, you have to have your tools. And so it was especially irked me when I was doing it for a living. And I went to tech school in New Jersey, automotive technology. And people, not a lot of people. There was one guy who was a tool thief. And my tools came up missing. I knew exactly who it was, and I just walked over, started digging through his toolbox, and found two of my tools. And he's lucky I didn't throw them at his head. He got kicked out of school for stealing tools. Yeah. So what we all did in school was we got engravers, and I started engraving every single tool that we owned with our initials. And this way you could prove that it was yours. Why am I just kind of ramble, don't I? Yeah, I just kind of ramble on. Just keep going like a bad book. Here's another stupid moment. You see these shelves I put up here? When you put something on that top shelf, you can't see up there to see what's up there. It's just too high. You can kind of see this, but you still got to reach for it. It's like, I wonder what's up there. Yeah. Sometimes I don't think so. I have to, you know, if I suspect something's up there that I have to get the little ladder out. Wood, have you seen the prices of wood? It's supposed to come back down in July, so all the builders are buying up land and laying foundations and getting ready for this drop in wood prices. It's also steel prices and some other things. So instead of, being unproductive, they're taking out big loans and buying up land and laying foundations and just waiting for get to go to town. So it actually is kind of a blessing in disguise because it's all like a big investment. And by the end of the year, they're going to be loaded with all kinds of profit. 1,000 feet of the average wood this time last year was $333. Now it's $1,684. That's how much it's gone up. So I was building that chicken coop. I needed 2 posts and a piece of outdoor plywood to make a door. And I could not believe the prices of a 4x4 post. It's just stupid prices. And the plywood that I needed, because it's treated to be outdoors, you can't just put regular plywood or particle board outdoors, it's going to rot away. It was $54 for a piece of plywood. Yeah. I was like, what? I'm not paying it. So in the old days, you could go through the rich neighborhoods on trash day and get all the wood you ever needed. And nobody throws it out anymore. It's like gold. Here's something that's going to be. You see the power tool shelf? I was never ever happy with that. So I want to, plus those bottom 2 drawers are loaded with power tool. So I want to get all them out and build a bigger shelf just for the power tools, and there's the battery charging station for the battery operated power tools. But I want to get it all together. I don't want to have the power tools there and the battery chargers there and some of the power tools in the toolbox, and I want to make more room in the toolbox because I got more tools. That's the plan, instead of going out and buying a $400 or $500 toolbox. Just build some bigger shelves. As it will give it back. What else do I have to fix? I'm still restoring the Lincoln Town car. I'm doing the interior and the dash pad. It's starting to rain really hard out there. And I'm still working on the 97 Chevy truck. That thing's a workhorse, man. It's been abused and neglected and just driven every day to make money and just put through hell, and it's a Chevy, man. Still ticking. She's got her issues, but she's always willing to get out there and help me get stuff done. Yeah, that truck's something, man. Chevy trucks, man. Making another documentary on the internet. That takes so much work. On smoking and how tobacco industries and politicians know all of the dangers and did what they did. And here I am smoking. But they marketed it on cartoons and stuff, and they targeted the little kids to be future smokers, knowing that it was going to suffocate them to death and kill them. We have some grimy people in the business world. And the business world controls most of the politicians. all about money. But I'm not gonna get into that. I promise not to put any of that shit on YouTube. Because no matter what you say about politics, half the people are going to love what you say and the other half are going to hate you. So, it doesn't seem like a good trade-off to me. Because I count on my viewers to watch my videos, and they're not going to watch them if they hate my guts. So I don't want to make any enemies. I need your hug. There's another issue. I'm just rambling on. Likes and comments help. If you actually support a YouTube creator, that one little like does a world of good for that creator. It tells YouTube that look, people like this, so let's promote it and share it to more people. And it's like a snowball effect. The more it happens, the more other people get to see it, so the more people like it. And YouTube wants people to like it, so they watch it, and they can put their commercials in there and make a lot more money. It's all about that. So if you post a video, it could be the best video in the world, but if nobody comes by and likes it and says something about it and supports it, then it's just going to sit there and rot. And it's kind of a shame. So I don't market my videos at all. I don't share them on Facebook. I used to on Twitter. But, it's the last thing you want to do after spending all this time creating a video, and you're kind of like mentally drained at the end of it, and you don't want more work, so you don't want to go to Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and promote yourself. So I just kind of like, if somebody likes it, maybe they'll share it. I'm gonna let the viewers market it, and let Facebook market it, and that's kind of how I look at it. I don't want to be an internet marketer. I just want to make videos. So take it or leave it. And it holds me back. I know it does, but I don't want to beg people to watch. You know what I mean? That's how it seems to me. Like I'm an advertiser, and I don't want to do that. People hate advertisers. Or at least I do. Don't pester me. If I want to watch your video, I'll watch your video. So I tend to think that most people think like I think, and that's probably self-righteous, but it's a whole other series. Well, how are people supposed to know about you if you don't tell them? And I don't know, this is Google. Google owns YouTube. They know what people like and what people want. And, some lady behind her desk in California is clicking one single mouse button and sharing her video to thousands of people. That's her job. That's what she gets paid to do. Mr. Beast, absolutely brilliant YouTube creator. And what he was great at was getting your attention with that thumbnail and the title. Today I'm going to give away a brand new Corvette to a perfect stranger. To the pizza delivery, whatever. This is what he does. So he's spending, $100,000 on the Corvette, but he's making $200,000 on the video. So it's just an investment back into his business and his brand. And the more videos he creates like this, because everybody wants to walk in those shoes of being given a brand new Corvette, right? So it's like if you don't click on this video, you're going to be missing something. And that's how the potential viewer feels. Plus his thumbnails are just really great. And that's what he told, I think it was Casey Neistat was interviewing him, and that's what he said was the secret of his success. Was like, even when he was unpopular and making $50 a week on his videos, he would save up that money and buy a better camera, or something, lights something that would help his videos. He continually reinvested the money that he made off YouTube, and he wasn't always popular. And then he had that brilliance of just knowing what people wanted to see on YouTube, and he filled that void. But he did more than that. He created thumbnails that got your attention and titles that got your attention. So it's almost like it's my loss if I don't click on this. Well, this is exactly what it was. Brilliant businessman like that. My favorite vlogger was Casey Neistat. When I first saw Casey, and it's funny because I'm real big into cryptocurrency, right? And I was watching some guy's video on this new altcoin that was coming out, and the guy starts trashing Casey because Casey's a businessman too, and he was involved with selling businesses to other businesses like CNN. And so the guy was trashing Casey Neistat. I'm like, why are you trashing this vlogger? So I went over to see Casey Neistat, and I'm like, this guy freaking rocks. I love this guy. I'm going to watch every single one of his videos. And he had a lot of videos, too. He was creating a video a day, and he did that for, I think, almost 2 years straight without missing a day. So I couldn't wait. And it was, there's nothing... I related to the guy. I mean, he was a blue-collar, working guy from, I think, Connecticut. And he's dead broke, and he took a big chance and went to New York City. And that was his big selling point, I think, because there's not a person in the world who hasn't wondered what it's like to live in New York City. So every time Casey made a video, that's what he was showing, what life in New York City is like. Just everyday life. So, and he started producing some incredible 10-minute vlogs to where, you couldn't wait to see what happened next. So yeah, Casey was cool. Grew up poor, grew up without an education, and just a regular dude trying to make it in New York City. It was cool. YouTube tips, if you're thinking about doing this, I would advise you to do something that you really love to do. Be yourself. Don't try to act like somebody that the audience might like. Don't do that. If you do those things, if you do something you don't really, truly love, you're going to get burned out on it. You're not going to want it. It's going to seem like a dreaded job no matter how successful you are. You really have to love what you're doing in your videos. That's success, right? You're doing something you love and you're making money on it. You have to do not have a good life. And taking videos of something like fixing a car, it's like it takes the process of fixing a car 4 times longer. So that's a sacrifice right there. And that's because you have to stop the camera, you have to charge the battery back up, you have to, put the camera in different positions so the viewers can see it. So it makes the process longer. So you just have to budget that in your time. But let's say you're a welder. Everybody's kind of fascinated, not everybody, but a lot of people are fascinated with the process of welding. If you love to do it and you're doing it every day and you're going to be doing it anyway to make money in your job or whatever you're doing, and now you're making more money with your videos. And, again, we're dealing with Google, so they know who's interested in welding. They know who's going to school for welding. They know it. They have it all. So they know who put that. You know, you don't have to go out on Twitter and find the Welsers. And this is what YouTube is great at, and statistics. Where they can tell you stuff about your video's performance that you don't need. You know, it's like, why is Google wasting their time researching how many people in, Albuquerque watch my video? So you'll be amazed when you get going and you go into YouTube Studio how much they know about, your video and what it's doing, who's watching it, what you did right, what you did wrong, all that stuff. Like an interesting stat that they give you is showing you in the process of your video where your audience is losing attention, tuning out. So you can see it's like at 4 minutes and 6 seconds, more people than usual are starting to leave the video and go watch another video or go do what they. So you're losing attention there, and then you go play the video back to 4 minutes and 6 seconds. And it's like, oh yeah, there was dead air right there where I was just kind of not doing or saying anything. You hear that? It's starting to rain. This is why I'm in here making this gabby-ass video. And there's only so much I can do on a day like this. I could go to the forum, but, I really don't feel like it. That's the difference between me and top shelf players. They do it even when they don't feel like doing it, because they feel like they have to. I don't feel like I have to anymore. I used to feel that way when I was young. How much do I make? About $20 a day now on YouTube. It hasn't always been like that, and that's a cumulative of like 900 videos. So, most of my videos don't do much of anything, but some of them just exploded, and those are the money makers that consistently make money, a little bit of money every day. So I'm not making a living off of YouTube. I was back in 2017. I was making about $1 a day, and of course I never did this for money, so it's all gravy. Leaky outdoor water faucet. That is a video that's got 500,000 views, and consistently month after month makes more money, because people are always going to have leaky water faucets. Yeah, like Sundays are better than others. Sundays are always my best day. So it rises up on Sundays, and then it's the sky is cracking. Depressing. Inside, let's go inside YouTube. Yeah, you could consider me a typical. Actually, I'm not really typical of a YouTube creator. But I'm all over the place. Like my favorite thing to create is little videos. But I get like 200 people watching each video. My CPM now has gone up a lot. The CPM is how much you make per 1,000 views, and mine's up over $12 now. Some people have CPMs as low as $2, to where I'm making $2 per every 1,000 views. And that's usually because they're not real advertiser friendly. You know what I mean? Like, advertisers aren't, excited about putting ads on your video, because they know they're not going to make much money off your audience, because it specializes in, something that doesn't align with their business. So that's usually what dictates your CPM. Mine's over $12 12. I think it's 12:34 or something like that. So right now my average per day is roughly $19 or $20 a day. Now some days are better when we're making $30, and some days are worse when we're making $13. But it averages out to somewhere around 20 bucks. I've been on YouTube since 2008. That's a long time, but I didn't start getting serious about making videos until somewhere around 2017. I just kind of had the account and didn't do anything with it, except occasionally I'd take a video of a bird and throw it on YouTube, just to have a place to put it, and it's off my computer and YouTube can hold it for me. Just dumb shit back in the old days. I didn't take it serious. I didn't take it serious until I watched a couple of Casey Neistat videos, and it's like, I can do that. That's and then I found out how much Casey was making, and it was over 6 figures a month. So I was like, well, yeah, I can do that. But I live in Knoxville, Tennessee. That's a whole lot different than living in New York City. But Casey had that unique personality to where a lot of people related to it. A lot of people like me, to where, if you grew up poor and people were knocking you down and you didn't have all these opportunities, you're probably going to like Casey because you're going to relate to what he went through and took a big chance. So everybody's like, this guy's going to move to New York City dead broke, no job skills, really, to speak of. High school dropout, got a girl pregnant, and he's just going to pick up and go to New York City. Well, good luck, buddy. And he did it, and everybody wanted to see what happened. And he succeeded. Yeah, with YouTube. Would he have succeeded without YouTube? I don't know. It's debatable. So he took his situation and he filmed it. And it's like, let's see what I can do. And so this is what you're watching. It's like, he's going to make it on YouTube, with YouTube. He's making money on YouTube. It's like, that's awesome. So, that was his big catch. Can you do it? Yeah, you can. But you're not going to be Casey Neistat or the next Mr. Beast or the next. You got to be you. And you have to find your, people who relate to you. So that's the best advice I can give you. Do something you love to do, and be yourself. And if they don't like you, fuck them. So really, you've got nothing to lose. You're going to be doing what you're doing anyway. Why not film it? Get an editing program and, take what you do and make it a little more glamorous than it actually is with music. And there's a lot to it, I'll tell you that. It's not just the process of setting up a camera, filming it, and sticking it on YouTube. You have to go through, the biggest time killer is editing. And these editing programs, they do so much that it's, you can sit there and tinker with it, one video for 17 years and still not be done. So you got to put a check on that. It's more work than you think it is. If you haven't done it, then you don't really know. It looks like people are just grabbing a camera, setting it up. And that's the art of it, I think. People who love doing what they do and are good at doing what they do make it look easy. Everybody says, I don't care if you're making pretzels or creating a video or fixing a car. And when someone says you make it look easy, you're doing it right. That's your goal. You want to make it look easy. You know, it could be the hardest thing in the world, but if they say, wow, you make that look easy, that's the biggest compliment you're ever going to get, because that's what real creators do. They make it look easy. I'm going to be doing another headliner on that 97 Chevy. The headliner video I made on the Chrysler Town and Country is doing very, very good. It surprised me. Pro level headliner. Yeah, it's starting to take off. It's not like a rocket though. It's moving up to over 4,000 views and a whole bunch of likes. Making money too. I don't know how much, probably not much, maybe 50, 60 bucks. But I mean, this is type of stockpile of videos, and some of them, not all of them, continue to bring in a little bit of money every day. So it's not like a one-time thing where, okay, we're going to stop you at $40 and you're not going to make any more. If the subject is something that people are going to deal with, new people are going to keep finding it. Yeah, that's how it works. And that's you know, I don't do this again for money, but it's a nice gravy issue, because I would do it if I never made a nickel, and I proved it. And they demonetized me in 2018 because I didn't have enough subscribers. You had to have, they changed the policy. And before you could make money off any video no matter what your situation was. And then they changed it in 2018 to where you had to have, to make money to monetize your video, you had to have over 1,000 subscribers and a certain amount of watch time. Because you can have 1 million subscribers, and if nobody watches your video, you're useless to YouTube. So you have to have a certain amount of watch time to where people, your subscribers and stuff, and strangers, were actually watching your video. So they demonetized me. I think at the time I had like 350 subscribers. But I kept making videos for the simple love of making videos. Plus it was kind of like a challenge where it's like, I can get 1,000 subscribers. I'll meet your stupid policy. And so that's what I was trying to do. And that wasn't the big incentive. The big incentive was to help people. Anything else you guys want to yak about? Drinking, I've cut down on drinking. I don't think I really had a serious problem with drinking. The only real problem I had is the next day. As you get older, the hangovers last longer and they get more severe, just because you're less healthy. And I couldn't stand feeling like that the next day. It made me feel like, let's just stay in bed and watch YouTube videos. So I didn't want to, it makes me less productive, and that was the biggest. And then it started hurting my teeth. I'm talking about hard alcohol, not beer. I'll probably always drink beer. Beer doesn't make me feel that. The beer doesn't hang me over at all. So, it probably slows me down a little bit, but it's beer. I'm talking about hard vodka and whiskey and stuff like that. And it kind of sneaks up on me every now and then. It's like, let's go get a bottle. And then, The day after, yeah, let's go get another bottle. And I just kind of hang out with it for maybe a week, and then it's like, I get to quit for a month. So that's where I'm at now. It's just, I'm dry and sober. Been that way since the day before Memorial Day. I don't do any drugs. Never did. I don't even like smoking pot because it makes me real paranoid. Unless you want to categorize tobacco as a drug, tobacco doesn't get you high. It kills your lungs, but not your brain. And that's another thing that made me slow down on drinking alcohol is the brain damage. It does cause brain damage. And I kind of need my brain. Even more than that, I need, well, everybody's brain is vital. But I need to have that motivation and inspiration every day. I need to want to do things, and I don't want to wake up the following day and not feel like doing something I love to do. Yeah, not much more to talk about in the shed. We covered a lot of stuff, and now you know more than you need to know about me. Let's talk about y'all. Leave in the comments what your favorite things to do are. There's a good question. What like if you get paid to do something, and don't say dumb shit like this, have sex. Yeah, leave in the comments, like if it's, it could be anything. You love to ride dirt bikes and you love to be professional, motocross rider. Or, I don't know, maybe you love to do the books for businesses. You can make videos out of this stuff, guys, and make some serious money. Now, the reality of it, that's thunder. Nothing scares my cat more than thunder. Mark Hillier, a one bucket player, a good friend of mine from California, is coming over to Tennessee. And we're gonna hang out and play some pool and skip some school and do what we do. I guess I'll take him up to Smoky Mountains. That's the biggest tourist attraction around these parts. The Smoky Mountains are about an hour away. Or maybe 45 minutes away. I'd like to go to Nashville and go to JOV, one of my favorite pool rooms. But we probably won't do that. He's only going to be here for a couple of days. We'll definitely be playing pool. I ain't playing one pocket. He's a one pocket player. No, I probably will. We'll see what happens there. I don't know, we'll just hang out. So expect some videos there. You're cool with being filmed, Mark? We'll talk about that. He's flying and he's not driving. So I got to pick him up from the airport. And we just go from there. So I think I'm going to shut this video down. We have talked about everything. Everything. So I'm just going to make a mad dash. To the house. What would I be doing if it wasn't rain? I'd be working in the yard. I got a lot of weed eating to do. And mowing and I got a bunch of different yard projects going. I have this rescue instinct in me, so when someone is struggling, it's an automatic thing for me to reach out and help that person. And I'm not Mr. Success, and I can't, you know, but I can't watch someone who's suffering and not do anything. I would have made a great cop or ambulance driver or ETM or doctor. If I could do it all again, I would stay in college and I would shoot to be a pediatrician. I say I couldn't do it. I didn't have the money, so I had to drop out of college. I just couldn't do it, no matter how hard I worked and how much money I was making. They were charging like $500 for a textbook, and I would have like $2 in my pocket. I was just broke. I was a broke young person. But if I could do it all again, I'd find a way to come up with the big money to get myself through college, through medical school, and shoot to be a pediatrician. I cannot imagine a more rewarding life ever than saving the lives of children. So I would shoot to be an expert pediatrician. What would you do if you could do it all over again and you had the resources to do anything you wanted to do? There's a good question.